Hey, welcome to Math 142. I'm Will Weber, your instructor. I want to walk through the syllabus here with you, just so you know what to expect from this course, what to expect from me, and what I'm expecting from you. So, anyway, this is Math 142, Pre-Calc 2, in the spring of 2016. The prerequisites for this course is a C or better in Math 141. I assume, though, that although the prerequisite is C or better, that you actually know all of the math from prior classes. That's the way a lot of things work in this life. I've also been an electrical contractor, and actually I was the administrator for an electrical company. And I had to pass a test to become an administrator. The state issues this test, and I need to get a 70% on. There's three parts. I need to get 70% on each of the three parts. And two of the parts are really, I found pretty easy, and one of the parts was a little harder, but anyway, I got a 71 on that, and that was good enough. So, hey, yay, I'm an electrical administrator. Um, then, we actually go out and do some jobs, and an inspector comes. And the inspector doesn't look at it and say, hey, you got 70% of it right, you pass. No, the inspector says, you missed something, fix it. He expects perfectness, he expects 100%. Even though it only took me 70% to get there. So it's kind of a similar thing. You got in here with a 70 or a C, whatever, but you gotta fill in those holes. You gotta go back and learn the stuff maybe that you didn't. I'll help you if you need it. Just ask, but realize that you're expected to know everything from previous courses. Um, anyway, Math 142 is a really fun class. I love this class. Trigonometry is the bulk of it. And I just use trig in so many different ways, so many different things. So anyway, here we go. Well, of course, you've met at the course website here at WAMAP. You know the course ID and the enrollment key already because you're here and you have the syllabus. Anyway, I am Dr. William T. Weber. You can just call me Will. That's fine. My office is in LDC 221. Sometimes I think online students forget that they actually are students at Whatcom Community College, and you're more than welcome to come and visit me in my office and ask your questions in person. Actually, I think it works really well. Anyway, I'm here most of the day. I have one face-to-face class bright and early in the morning, and then from 9:30 on, I'm pretty much here in my office. My official office hours are from 12 to 1. Or by appointment, or just drop in. If my door's open, please just come on in. I also have an online office. This is the link for the online office. That's also on the WAMAP website, I think in the announcements section. Anyway, it's a place that we can interact online. It's got a whiteboard that both of us can draw on. Actually, we got more than, we have a bunch of people there at the same time. If you've got a microphone, you can talk. If you got a video, you can show me your own work. Anyway, it's a pretty nice environment to work in. If you go there and I'm not in it, but you think I'm probably in my office, then give me a call, give me an email, and say, hey, Will, get on the online office and let's do some math. Yeah, I try to remember to log in when I'm in my office. I don't always do so, so please, if you can't come into my office and you want to talk to me and interact and be able to draw pictures and things like that, then please go to the online office, and if I'm not there, give me a call and I'll get there. My phone, 360-383-3566. If I'm in my office, I generally answer it. The only reason I wouldn't is if I was with another student. Then you can leave a message and I'll get back. W. Weber. Yeah, there's my email, wweber@whatcom.ctc.edu. Anyway, the book that we're using for this course is the same one that you use for Math 141 if you took it here at Whatcom. Pre-Calculus, Mathematics for Calculus, 7th edition by Stewart, Redlin, and Watson. Copies are available in the bookstore. Yeah, course description. We'll cover chapters 5, 6, 7, and 8. Trigonometry is the main content. But also at the end we talk some polar coordinates and parametric equations. Parametric equations and graphs are, I think, the greatest thing that you'll learn. There's so many uses for parametric equations. Anyway, we'll spend a little over a week on those things at the end of the course. Anyway, there's a list of outcomes that the department thinks that you should know by the time you get done with this class. If you're studying for a test, you might want to take a look at these lists to see what kind of things you might expect me to ask you about. It's the basic things that you're expected here. Of course, we do have core learning abilities here on the Whatcom Community College campus. CLAs, quantitative literacy, information literacy, and so on. In this class, you will be practicing and developing quantitative literacy. Actually, I've argued this with a bunch of the people in charge of this. You don't get into this class if you don't have quantitative literacy. So we will be sharpening your already achieved quantitative literacy is what we'll be doing in this class. Anyway. Yes, let's see. Course requirements. Yeah, you're going to have to do some stuff for me. Actually, for you, I'm just an assessor of it. You're the one who wants to learn it, and so I assume you'll do so. Anyway, there's homework. There's two types of homework. In the textbook, there's a problem set at the end of each section, and so I have them listed here. So section, whoops, what am I doing here? Section 6.1, I expect you to do 2n plus 1. This is a sequence notation for a list of numbers, right? And I think it was an integer, so 0, 1, -1, 2, -2, that's an integer. Anyway, if you multiply an integer by 2, you get an even integer, and if you add 1 to that, you get an odd integer. So this is my sequence notation for do all the odds. And some of them, it says do all the odds. This one says do all the odds less than 99, or do all the odds less than 73. 4n plus 1 is actually every other odd. Anyway, 4n plus 1, 4n plus 1, do every other odd. So anyway, those are the problems in the book. They're not collected. They're just for you to practice. Practice. Think about anything that you can do really well. And think about what it took to get really good at it. Do you ride a skateboard? Do you knit? Do you play the piano? Do you play the guitar? Do you play hockey? Do you play baseball? Do you rock climb? What is it that you do really well? And what did it take to get there? I'm betting it took a lot of practice. Math is no different. It takes practice. And so, although the homework is not part of your grade, it is what it takes to get a good grade. You need to practice. So here's a bunch of problems. Anyway, there's the ones in the book. And then within the WAMAP page itself, each section will have a bunch of problems. Those questions WAMAP grades automatically. You can see whether you get them right or wrong. You can do them as many times as you want. I think it even shows you the answers after a couple of tries. If it doesn't, let me know and I'll change the settings so it will. It also gets you sort of the idea of what types of questions, or at least the same kind of situation, the same environment for the weekly quizzes, because the quizzes are on WAMAP as well. So anyway, there's two types of homework that you'll do. If you have any questions while you're working on your homework, or if you're watching the videos and you run into questions, then the place to ask those questions is in the discussion forums. Each week there is a discussion forum for asking questions. This is part of your grade. You are expected to participate each week in the discussion. And by participate, I would like some substantial participation. That is, ask a question, give an answer. It is so beneficial to you, I know it has been for me, to help other people, that I learn so much more by trying to organize my own thoughts, to explain to someone else how to do something. It's a huge part of the learning process. And and so I want you to do it. I want you to help your fellow classmates. I'll participate in the discussion boards as well. I'll be answering questions. Generally, I leave a little bit of time to let someone else answer it first if they can. And then I come in with my answer for helping people. So every week you need to do something substantial. Just coming in and say, "Oh, thanks, that was great. Yeah, I have this question too." That's not substantial. Give an answer. Ask a question. If there aren't any questions out there to be answered and you you don't have any questions, then hey, take one of the problems that you're kind of proud of that you did and you worked through and say, hey, here's a problem I worked. Here's how I did it. Maybe you found some other resource, some video or something that helped you on some of the problems. Post that, for others to use as well. But do something that's worth value to others in the class each week. There's 12 discussions, one each week, plus there's the introduce yourself one here in the beginning. So that's the very first one. So that's 10% of your grade for those things. Okay. Now, how much time? Good. There's quizzes. Each week there is a quiz. It usually appears, I believe, on Wednesday and is due on Sunday. I'm going to pause and double check that that's true. Yes, it is that. They show up on Wednesday morning and they're due on Sunday, midnight, 11:59 p.m., whatever. WAMAP time, the cutoff time. If your watch is a little different than WAMAP and it cuts you off, that's too bad. It's done. So don't push it to the end. The quizzes, the homeworks, I want you to ask your questions and work together and all that kind of stuff. Quizzes are on your own. I want no questions on discussion boards regarding quiz questions. After the quiz is over, the next week, yeah, you can ask about, hey, the quiz from last week, how about this problem? Anybody want to explain how to do that or whatnot? That's fine, but not the quiz you're currently working on. That's to be done by yourself. So each week on Wednesday morning, it'll appear at the bottom of that block, that week's block, and you just take it sometime before Sunday night at midnight. There's no time limit in the sense that you can start and stop and come back to it the next day. The only time limit is you got to be done by 11:59 Sunday night. Okay. You do have 2 late passes available to you. The late pass will extend that deadline until midnight on Monday night, not beyond that. So if you find you run out of time or you forgot to do it or something, and you can apply that late pass and extend it until Monday at 11:59. You can do that twice. Okay. Yeah, that's 30% of your grade. Is that right? 30%? Yes. Projects. There are 2 projects. One of them is in week 2. It's called the triangle assignment. It's a pretty big assignment. I mean, it doesn't take too long once you get going on it. But anyway, that's during week 2. You'll see that within the contents of week 2. Triangle assignment. It counts. It looks like a homework thing, but it's more important to me, and I count it as a quiz. As a project. And likewise, in week 10, there's the parametric doodling project, and each of those is worth 5%. So there's another 10% of your grade. Then you have a midterm and a final. These are just 2 exams, one in the middle, one at the end. The final is not cumulative, it is just the second half. Each one of these exams are actually going to be proctored. I'm going to reserve a room here on campus from 7 to 9 p.m. I will tell you the room number when I find out. I haven't actually reserved the room yet, but anyway, I can tell you the dates. The midterm, I'm going to scroll down here. The midterm is on May 11th, and the final is on June 15th. If you have any problems with coming to campus at those times, on those days, let me know. We'll work with each individual to make sure we get to work. Hopefully most of you can come on those scheduled times. Anyway, 2-hour exam. I won't cut you off at 2 hours. If it takes 3 hours, fine. But I don't think it'll really take more than 2 hours. Anyway, you can use a sheet of notes, 8.5 inches by 11 inches, both sides, and yeah. So that's what your grades are based on. Each of the percentages is shown there, and then it's essentially a 90, 80, 70 ABC scale that your grades will be assigned on at the end. I need to quit at this point because I'm about to run out of time, and then I'll talk about the rest of the syllabus in the next video.